we are moving to the Philippines, and I was just sent this article from The Economist saying Westerners are fleeing their country in record numbers. And I think people are finally realizing that the Western middle class lifestyle is the greatest Ponzi scheme that was ever sold. I don't want to be dramatic. Just think about it for a second. A Ponzi scheme requires a constant flow of people to buy into the same idea. And you buy a house because the guy before you bought a house and got rich. You send your kids to college because the past generation, someone sent their kids to college, got a nice white collar job, and was able to buy a house. This whole system, whether you're talking about education, careers, retirement, only works if the next generation buys in at a higher price than the previous one. That's not wealth creation and innovation, because under those scenarios, things are supposed to be getting cheaper and more affordable. Instead, what you have in these last, let's say, 3 decades post-internet is the financialization and debt stacking of assets disguised as the American dream. The boomers who got rich off of this stuff, they weren't geniuses, they were just early. But that's literally how every Ponzi scheme works. If you're in my generation, you're looking at $1 million starter homes and 6-figure degrees, and you're just looking at the math and it doesn't add up anymore. So then the pandemic shows up and says, here you go, here's a laptop and go find a Wi-Fi connection and you can participate in the economy. You no longer need to get a house in a cul-de-sac, send your kids to a nearby school, and work away for 30 years just to participate in the game. Let's go back to this article talking about Westerners fleeing to lower cost countries for earning arbitrage. The truth is, I don't think people are ready because, and I mean that practically, because your lifestyle is calibrated to a system that requires you to constantly spend. You don't know how to cook, so you need Uber Eats. You max out your credit cards for a lifestyle that you think you deserve, and your attention span is cut so short that you can't sit with anything to develop new skills to survive. So you live in a first world country. You are the world's wallet, and you've outsourced so much of your life that the idea of moving to a developing country where you can be more free seems more like a threat than an opportunity.